Okay, well, first of all, the Magnificat is the text sung by Mary. And this song, which is written for 8 parts, a choral setting, it opens up with a soprano solo, which is awesome because it's so symbolic of Mary's song. This is Mary's song. Which I'm going to stop right there because what Mary did was really difficult, and what that soprano soloist did was also very difficult, and not a lot of people can sing that high so clearly. I'm going to stop right there because she's singing Anima Mea, and Anima Mea in Latin means my soul. And the thing with songs and in text, when a text is repeated, a line is repeated, it's repeated for a reason. There's emphasis there. So she's singing my soul, enter choir. All right, I'm stopping right there because there's a lot going on in that song. Right there. There was Anima Mea sung high, Anima, and then there was the altos singing, I don't remember the notes, but the high voices were doing something up there, the low voices were doing something different, but with the same text, Anima Mea. There's all this stuff going on, which I gotta believe is an accurate representation of what was going on with Mary. A lot of stuff was going on with Mary at this time. It's the first time when we hear in a choral setting, not the soprano solo, but we hear all 8 parts singing in unison. And what do they sing? My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. Everybody in unison together. My soul. So we enter into a minor mode, the modality switch. We were in major, now we're in minor, which in music indicates there's something going on. But what is the text? My spirit rejoices. When that text is now in a minor key, what is the words that Rene Clausen used? He took the text from the Bible. My spirit rejoices. All of this layering, my spirit rejoices, my spirit rejoices. They're not singing together. They have all these different staggered entrances. There's all these different things staggering, entering into her life. And what is she singing? What is she saying? My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior. Magnificat. And here enters the bringing back of that really high soprano part, which is reminding us this is Mary's message. This is her song. you heard this, there was this tonal cluster, this dissonance, anima, where these notes, these parts are singing notes right on top of each other, which are not 100% pleasing to the ear, which gives the effect that there is discord. And she is singing, or they were singing on that tonal cluster, anima, something's not right, but this is my soul, anima mea is my soul. And she is still singing anima mea in the midst of a cluster. So what happened right there, we had two different parts coming in. We had the woman singing, "For he has looked with favor on his lowly servant Israel." And they sang that for a bit, and I don't know if you noticed, but the men came in and they did something completely different, talking about what's coming on from generation to generation. It was done so subtly, but so well. He has mercy on those who fear him in every generation. We heard it sung by the women, and then it was emphasized again by the men. And again, when text is repeated, it's repeated for a reason. For every generation, he has mercy on those who fear him. So what you are about to hear, they are sustaining the word generation. You're going to hear it's sustained. And then listen to what the text happens on top of that as they are sustaining generation. I've got to break this down for you so much. So he has sustained a generation, and on top of that, he has said, the Almighty has done great things for me. In every generation to come, he has done great things, and he will continue to do great things. But in that, the Almighty has done great things for me is what one part sang, and then another part sang just a little. Here is again with the dissonance in the tonal cluster. It's not 100% pretty to the ear, just like life is not really that pretty, but the Almighty has done great things and will continue to do great things for generation and generation. And he doesn't end there. And then they break out into praise and holy. Okay, two things. We have the bringing back of that very high soprano sound, which is reminding us that this is Mary. This is Mary's Magnificat, right? But I don't know if you heard, the mode changed just a little bit. He did it so subtly. We are not in a major mode. He went now to minor, and listen. The text is, he has shown the strength of his arm and scattered the proud. And what Rene Clausen did is he weaves in all these different parts singing unscattered and scat, which is a depiction of really God just scattering everybody. Listen. Which is also pretty smart, because the text is, he has shown the strength of his arm and scattered the proud in their conceit. And Rene Clausen used men in unison to sing that, which is so, unison singing is very powerful. To get men in unison singing, whoa, he has shown the strength of his arm and scattered it. Wow. There's still lots of different parts, but he ended them in this unison sound. Their conceit. That's not the note. And my takeaway is he scattered the proud in their conceit. Their sin might have looked different, and you heard it in all of these different voice parts. But when he had these parts end in unison, my takeaway is it was sin. It was just sin. It might have looked and sounded different, gone in different directions, but at the end of the day, it was sin. He made the notes go down on the word down. He has cast down the mighty from their thrones. Listen to how far else he takes them down. Listen. So, Rene Clausen, when he had those lady basses, those altos go down, there was this gentle rocking, and he has lifted up the lowly. That was the text, and there was this rocking back and forth, this up, down, like he is continuing to lift up the lowly. Like Rene Clausen took the words and brought it to life in this choral setting. Do you hear that tone cluster? We're going to come back to that. Hold on really quick. We heard, he has cast down, and then we also heard, and has lifted up the lowly. The total opposite. He has cast down. We heard the notes go down. He has lifted up the... Genius. Genius. But there is that tone cluster. You know, he's lifted up the lonely. You hear the tension in that tone cluster. I felt cluster in my life when I have not been close, felt not close with God. Just listen.
He has filled the hungry with good things. To the help of his servant Israel.
We hear that tone cluster again on the word, the promise. And the word promise is being sustained, like God's promise is sustained throughout the lifetime, but we hear it, the promise sustained in this choral setting. Listen to the men singing something on top of the promise that's being sustained. Repeated text. This is important. And forever is being sustained. And then it's going to resolve. Whoa. We heard all these tone clusters. Things are not right. His promise, as it was in the beginning, is now and forever. And we heard that tension. And then all of a sudden it's resolved. And the A section, the very beginning of the song, is brought back, Magnificat, but it's brought back in a much gentler way, almost like Mary is accepted and it's a completely different mind and heart shift. Listen. Which is so different from the very beginning, because at the very beginning we had, I think, like 8 different parts doing Anima Mea, Magnificat, Anima Mea, and like all of these things are going on, but when this part returns, they're all in agreement, and it all makes sense. And almost like an exhale, we hear Magnificat and Amen together. It's beautiful. And I was telling Rich, you know, God made man and man made instruments, but God made us and our voices an instrument, and it's a man-made instrument. And to hear this text come to life by God's instruments and done so well, I hope you can use it as a time of worship to help you worship in this season. Thanks for listening.